internet people? Today is a pretty cool day. Got a little piggy all settled in. Ready to drive it again?
Fuck yeah.
That's right, that's right.
It's like October of last year since it hit the fucking wall.
A hammer and some new wrap. And you'll never even know.
Some of it out. It was rubbing the fucking wheel real bad.
Oh, hell yeah.
Did you see a picture of it? Of the engine ratchet strapped into place?
I was there to help you pull it out.
Well, no. After it hit the wall, it snapped the motor mount brackets off of there. So then I wasn't done driving. I'm like, let's fix this. Ended up drilling holes all over the chassis and then put ratchet straps like under it and over it to hold the engine in place. And I made one consistent lap with the engine literally ratchet strapped in place, just floating around.
That's incredible. Look at all the star blue beauties. Now all of them drove themselves out of the shop. Ventured out to the farm. Shout out Dylan letting us store it for a little bit. And we got some good old SLR goodies on the way. Old little drift piggy back home. Now for more of the Lego set.
Oh, we're not done. Don't forget.
Where's that? What else we got in here? Oh yeah, baby. Some old coils.
Tyro Max. Random Lego pieces.
New mirror. Is that the SLR goodness? Oh yeah. Oh, hell yeah. All that good stuff. Dude, that purple and yellow combo is actually pretty fire.
The same thing too.
It's pretty fire. Oh yeah, more Legos, some fluid. Okay, so that intro is a little bit all over the place. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot going on. Now we're getting ready to tear into Ethan's car. Ethan is a very busy man and I am happy to help. There's a ton of work going into this thing. As we typically do around here, we've got us a M54 that we will be refreshing, getting ready, and making sure she is leak free. And we've got a ton of parts over here. So we got some of his front end components up there, some more fluids down here. A lovely steering U-joint from Condor. Shout out those guys, we love them. Part Shop Max coilovers here, and he has the true rear coilovers as well as their rear strut brace back here. You know we gotta hit them with that SLR Ultra kit. Gotta love that. Got some new boots for them in that box, a Vanos rebuild, a clutch kit, throw up bearing, new brass pivot pin, new little shift rod piece that goes on the trans, new Guibo, center support, Amazon shifter. Not sure if he has the aluminum water pump pulley yet, but we'll check that out. But we got an aluminum power steering pump pulley, new SERP belt, new coolant hardline. We have the delete for the heater core hardline and heater core hoses. He told me he needed this specific radiator hose, all new power steering hoses, oil pan gasket here, got the oil level sensor gasket, oil filter adapter gasket, intake manifold gaskets, both the throttle body gaskets, a valve cover gasket, rear main seal, Vanos, and all the PCV stuff to get to replacing there. This boy got into the wall pretty good. Snapped both his engine mounts and his trans mount here. Luckily I had a spare on hand I'll give to him, so we got some new mounts there, some of his old plumbing there. I think we got like a new mirror up there as well to throw on over here. It's gonna be swapping out some of these old Racelands here for a nice little upgrade from Part Shop Max. I'm gonna go ahead and shut up here after this. I mean, this is a pretty nice car besides needing a mirror now and being a little smashed up here, but throw a new wrap on this thing, it won't look too bad. I want to say this car was also the Star Blue, like the three others in the shop right now, but man, this thing is sweet. Got the nice black energy prismas, some yellow race clip harnesses, nice sparkly wheel. We might get around to gutting this car, but we'll see. Okay, so after a long productive day, Ryan's here. What'd you do today?
I went to a drift event and filmed.
You sound beat.
I'm beat as shit.
He's beat. Well, I got the whole front end basically torn off this thing. Don't mind all the shit thrown everywhere. I got a pile of stuff to take to work and blast. Tore this man's engine down. It's gonna sit in degreaser overnight. Tore the clutch off. I don't even know. What time is it, Ryan?
11:30.
Time for me to go home for the night, and we will pick this back up tomorrow. We having fun?
Oh yeah. Loads. Big old loads.
Getting in there good. Oh, that was a big chunk. Oh, that was fun. Oh, it's a rubber cap.
What?
Yeah, I have no idea, but it went flying. This is going great.
It's gotta chill out for a little.
Yeah, she's starting to look a little better, wouldn't you say?
A little bit.
You got a nice,
I just
nice
put
little
it there.
dirt chunk right up there.
I just put it there.
It's terrific, man. Got the Star Blue crew out here this morning. That lip though, falling off. It's the next day. We're back out here, trying to get as much sludge off, and then before we pop the oil filter adapter off, the oil pan, and also take it to work and blast it as well, so be nice and clean. But the goal is make her nice and shiny so we don't see, or I guess so we can easily see any future leaks, which shouldn't happen for a while. I'm gonna maybe get cracking on the SLR kit on here today. If you can hear me over the air compressor. We just freaking fit up a Charisma engine. Brap brap.
5.2 liter, baby.
Getting some final touch up on the engine bay cleaning. Yeah, you wipe that shaft, buddy. Always scrub your shaft.
Sometimes you gotta get two hands on it.
Oh, dang, son. Massive love to Condor as always. Gonna pop a solid steering U-joint in here. Seriously, such a nice upgrade over that blown out stock unit. So big too. All dry rotted and gross. And pop this fresh unit on. Get into these tight spaces. So we actually had to swap out the rack because is this one down here? She got a big old crack in her and we're not going to be using all that, so we just swapped a new one in, clean enough, ready to rip tater chip. So we'll go ahead and get the steering couplers thrown on, but for now I'm getting started on SLR goodness here, and let me open this one to give you a little better example. Dude, super impressed with the revamp of their knuckle brackets. Actually quite jealous, and I might end up spending some money, but they actually sent you like a locking tab, I guess, to keep this stuff from coming loose now. But what's even cooler though is this piece right here that locks in the knuckles, already seated. It comes pretty darn tight as they send it. The piece that holds the control arm on now is now a threaded piece into the knuckle adapter as well. And I love these like cone seats, but now they actually have like a whole seat for that thing as well. So you already know we broke out the antices and are getting this all put together, but just super impressed with that. And this actually just goes together a lot nicer. They took some chunkage off the backs of these, so now you don't have to trim these or fit them up pretty tightly now. I just spat a little bit. But yeah, we already know we got everything seized up, and we're now using 22s to tighten all these. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these on our hubs and throw the coilovers on, and then we'll go ahead and install this section and then get to the control arms. Yes, on that bad unit on right there.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Alright, after a little bit of struggling, got some Part Shop Max stuff. And part of the SLR equation in place. So, got both sides, pop control arms on, and keep rocking. And we got that contour goodness on, about to be good and tight.
There's your fender tire.
What are those?
My front was not right.
He got the pink croc.
My front
He got the pink croc.
There's so fast cracks. Like there's no adjustment in the front of my car. It's just
Hey, we got friends.
Right.
We got friends.
You got friends.
We do.
We got friends.
This looks like a car again.
Just about.
All the fancy angle dangle. All the fancy angle dangles. Doing some Jordan's doing some fine tuning here.
Nice.
That should be pretty functional.
Good? Good? No engine.
You know what? Drop it because it's gonna do weird stuff lock to lock.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, it's gonna need some cutting.
We're just gonna have to
You could probably run smaller steer tires.
we're probably just gonna have to monster truck it
Yeah.
without cutting anything.
See, but the problem is the bumper gets closer here, so then when you monster truck it, it gets closer up in here rather than up here.
Well, I mean, you know how you fix this fender? Over fender, and then
Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, so I've totally slacked on filming, but I've shown a lot of this on the channel before. We've got everything stripped down. Supposedly the water pump and thermostat had already been done, so we're not doing them. I have to do the valve cover gasket and the Vanos rebuild, but we're gonna wait until the engine is back in the car. But I got everything torn off that I need to. I have to dig out these little coolant pieces in here. We got everything like pretty clean. I have a bunch of stuff I'm gonna take to work and blast. I put all the new like PCV stuff on the intake, new intake manifold gasket, new throttle body gasket. That thing should be good to go. And I fixed some of the vacuum, I don't know, someone had some weird vacuum caps on there. Put a new gasket on the oil filter adapter. I tore some pieces off the power steering pump to take in. I have the oil pan bolts soaking in the greaser. On the trans, we went ahead and put a brass. We replaced this pin with a brass one. Cleaned up the clutch fork, put a new throttle bearing in there. Kind of tried to wipe some stuff down. On the back side, we have a new Jubo on the back here, and this piece is brand new. It's pretty damn sturdy, so pretty stoked to see how that feels. But I'd say I'm gonna catch this video up in like a couple days whenever I get all the parts blasted, and we'll finalize some of the last couple gaskets. Like I said, minus the valve cover and the Vanos. We're gonna install the engine so it's stable before we do those. But we still got the rear main and the oil pan gasket there, and then all these goodies to do up here. Got a new clutch to throw in, and a shifter when everything's back in. I have to pull this front end off again. I kind of cleaned up the wiring nightmare. It doesn't really look like it, but when everything's installed, it'll look a lot better. But yeah, good angle kit install for the day. I need a bigger spacer to run the RPF ones, and just kind of mock this front end up to look good. So catch back up right now. Haven't really been filming much because it's all pretty boring stuff and stuff we've probably shown already. But we are just about ready to drop Ethan's motor back in. Everything is looking clean, good, a bunch of fresh gaskets. His headers look so freaking good, blasted and cleaned up. Maybe clean the trans up a little bit, but got a new Jubo on here. This new shift piece is gonna feel nice and tight on the car. Start dropping her in here shortly. So again, total lack of filming. Engine's sitting in there, not too secure. It's on the mounts, but got to bolt do all the underside stuff tomorrow. I took the Vanos unit out. Well, I started to. Hey, this thing is beautiful underneath, but I'm thinking somebody already did the Vanos, so I'm just gonna do the main gasket behind it and a couple little seals here. I mean, this is what the units like typically end up looking like. It's just an old junk one. And this is how Ethan's is looking. We are one step closer to starting this thing, which hopefully tomorrow I'll get down here and do that. I had to replace a couple little SLR things. My bushing to the outer part of the control arm, this bearing here, bearing, bushing, whatever you want to call this, had a lot of play to it. It kind of was rattling around, making some noise. I also sheared off the Ackerman piece. There's supposed to be some pins right here on the outer tie rod to SLR's knuckle piece. This piece to be exact, which let's just admire that beautifulness. So yeah, we got this piggy back up and running now. Got a couple small things to do to Ryan's car, and then Ryan and I are getting alignments tomorrow so we can go drifting on Sunday. Christian's car, as always, needs nothing, just needs driven. Time to go home for the night, so I'm gonna go ahead and move Christian's car back into the safety of the indoors. Hide this thing away in the other shop here. I've had to clean like the thickest layer of pollen and dust off this thing from sitting at Dylan's house. You can kind of see a little bit left over that I missed, but that is just disgusting. It's still all over like the sides of this thing. Absolutely been killing my allergies. Been sneezing like crazy ever since I pulled this thing in, started wiping it all off. Here you can see a little better. It's gross. And we'll hopefully put this thing together, and I'll actually try and film some of it. A lot of it's kind of just been repetitive of other refresh stuff we've been doing. Been forgetting my camera and tripod, so it's kind of hard to film just with this GoPro. But what is up, everybody? I am stoked that this man's engine is in. This won't be the official first start, but first start on camera. We wrapped it up last night. Ethan, JT, Jordan, and Ryan were all here and helped kind of button this thing up. Got the whole front end back on and everything. I'm working on plumbing everything up this morning. Finally got a right spacer set up to make these RPF ones work. But yeah, I'll get a little startup clips. pretty darn happy with that startup. Definitely is pretty rewarding to see something you put a lot of time and hours into. Just see it work and work well, hopefully. So far it's been leak free. I still got to kind of bleed coolant, bleed the power steering a little bit, but so far we're leak free besides the little bit of coolant I spilled. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw the exhaust on this thing because I'm tired of listening to it open header. But like I said, it's just so rewarding getting to see something come together, and it makes me feel better about my own mechanical abilities. I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing some days, but I guess I do. Stuff like this is going well for me so far. I'm pretty good at these E46s by now, you could say. If y'all ever need any E46 work, feel free to hit me up. I'm always down. You know, we got a pile of them around these parts. Got a few more sitting outside. Got 3 of them here, another one hiding in the other shop, and another one at a different property. But yeah, if you put your mind to stuff, you can do it.